off on the side. Oh, do I stand?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
All right, we're back in action. As you can see, my parents' basement. Another lovely guest. Look at this amazing smile.
Yes.
And I'm excited because Nina gets Swifty.
I do. I get Swifty.
Yes. It just so happens that's where Tatas are. So you guys are gonna be looking regardless. I'm kidding. Not everyone likes Tatas. That's when I come in.
Yeah. I mean, Tatas still work on that side too, baby.
All right. Well, apparently I have Mantis. So we're gonna go into the conversation now before I think about suicide.
All right.
Oh shit. You know what? I gotta post more gym videos now after that.
It's giving A. It's giving A. Realness.
You know,
and you know
they're
what?
firm from the bench press.
Is that it? So it's pecs, not tits.
Yeah. Yeah, they're firm. Are you supposed to touch them on here? Like this?
No, I'm going under boob. Are you flexing? You rat bastard.
Oh,
Are you flexing?
If you're gonna touch it, yeah.
No, now I'm not giving you the opportunity to make it up. You flex.
Fine, touch
You couldn't fucking breathe just now.
I can breathe when you do it.
You
See, I'm
said
breathing.
you were like, Jack.
Gotcha.
Pop the goddamn
Alright,
blood
see?
vessel.
I'm talking, I'm
No,
breathing. Fine, God.
No, you're not.
I'm breathing.
No, let go.
I'm not doing I'm not doing it.
You're still
Right
doing
now
it.
I'm not doing it.
You're
I
still
promise you
doing
right
it.
now I'm not doing
You're
it.
still doing it.
I swear to God.
Let it go.
I'm not doing
Let
it.
your tits go.
My tits are gone.
Ah,
Yeah, they're
you kind of got ready for that shit.
what do you mean you got right, yeah, before
You're
I
doing
saw
the
it.
Terry Crews thing where you like poppity pop.
Oh, that's nice. I could do that.
You can do that.
All
You
right.
just were doing it.
I'm proud of myself now. You hear that, Terry Crews? We can pop our titties together.
I'm happy for you.
I'd be nice, but are you kidding me? He's been my idol. Ever since seeing him in White Chicks, I'm like, I'm gonna embody him one day.
I stayed at the same hotel as Terry Crews one time during Hurricane, I think that was Maria. I was in Puerto Rico at the time and he was at the same hotel. And we all got stuck in the hotel because of the flood.
Did you get to see him?
He was in Starbucks with me and my cousin. And so, like, yeah, we got to. And I couldn't read the thing. And he was like looking behind us trying to read it too. So I'm like, okay, we both blind. Like, but that was it.
Oh, I mean, if I'm that close to Terry Crews, I'm like, yo, man.
He said
like,
hi. Like, he was like, hey.
I'm
I'm
still gonna try to grab him. I mean, it matters on the situation, but I would still try to get a picture.
I was like 4. Well,
I don't know how old you are.
I was 4. Wait, how old was that when Maria happened? No, it was like we were like 17. We were born the same year.
Yeah, I mean.
So what year was Hurricane Maria? Do you even know?
Of course I don't know. I'm just listening to you. Yeah, you're telling the story. And
I was still a kid though. No, like I was still a kid. That was a while ago. Is it Maria or was it something else? I just know it was a hurricane in Puerto Rico. He's at that hotel. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, also it's not like he's like gonna get arrested for taking a picture of you. Like.
No, you're right. And at the time, I don't think we both. Did I have a phone then? That's a key That's a key point in this. Did I have a phone then? Because I don't think the answer is yes. Like.
Well, funny enough, I know, what's his name? Steve Martin. He's definitely not watching this, but as a kid, I pissed him off unintentionally.
You met Steve Martin? Wait, what'd you do to Steve Martin?
Alright, so there was a show going on, and he was at the show too, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, Steve Martin! And like, I was just like in shock, and like, I could tell he was trying to be like low-key with his wife, and then everyone's looking over, and like, he looks pissed off, and I'm like, and I started, I was very low, I think I probably started tearing up or crying, and like, then his wife comes over, it's like, no, it's okay, like, you didn't mean to, you were just excited, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin your night. And I felt bad because I was like, fuck, I was like, I just made Steve Martin hate me. I was like, shit.
But you know what's funny? Like, Steve Martin probably was in that moment, like, he got mad and then was like, gosh, shit, I probably ruined this kid's life just by like...
I mean, it's not like he said sorry to me, it was his wife, so he probably was still like, fuck this
Oh,
kid.
no, yeah, he said fuck this kid.
Yeah, no, I mean, rightfully, like, I get it, you know, like, if I'm in this situation too and I'm like, ah, man, like, don't ruin my night, like, matters on the person. I mean, actually, I posted this last night on my story, how, you know, sometimes when you're interrupted, it could be a blessing in disguise.
Amen.
Yeah, because when I was on the train home, across from me was a middle-aged woman, and I'm like, of all the empty seats, why would you sit right across from me? And like, you know, she's making noises, like, shuffling in her bag. Like, I have my headphones on, but like, you still hear noises to a degree, and And it looks like she's like bringing out Ritz crackers, a whole tray of cheese, like she has a whole charcuterie board like in her bag. I'm like, where the fuck did you get this from? And then all of a sudden she like, I guess like takes out an apple and like looks at me and like gestures, and I'm thinking, oh, did I knock something over? And it's like, no, do you want an apple? And I'm like, thank you, like, you know, like, it's okay, like, I'm sorry, like, you know, because I was still in the mind, like, oh, did I knock something over, even though I did. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, like, let me undo my headphones. And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm treating myself to, like, a nice dinner, you know, because I just finished work and it's my birthday.
Yeah.
And once I heard that, I'm like, all right, it's my mission to make you smile and laugh tonight. And it did, but then I felt bad at myself because I'm like, here I was in my mind getting annoyed at someone across from me when I'm like, they just needed someone to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah. I like, you should take it like well, because most of the time they're looking for the most non-threatening thing on the train, and you were non-threatening.
You hear that? 2 black nurses from Rosedale? She chose me. Now you guys touch it. No, the reason why I make that joke.
Oh, these women in Rosedale.
Well, this is my train ride. But but the reason why it's funny and I mentioned them is because before hopping on the train, I was making jokes to them. Because, like, there's like a whole elevator in, if you guys are from New York, you'll understand. If you're not, I don't know, take a trip here, then you'll get it.
No.
But, yeah, you're not missing out. But at Grand Central Station to the LIR, you know, that's the Far Rockaway line is there too for it.
Yeah.
There's a long escalator. So, like, the 2 nurses were, like, standing on it. So usually people are just on one side so people could run by.
Right.
But one was to the side because it's late. And this, like, white woman was trying to, like, run down it, but then was behind one of the black nurses. But, like, and didn't say excuse me. So the black nurse was like, oh, are you trying to go by? Like, you can just say excuse me. And she walks upstairs, oh, thank you, and, like, runs by. And I was like, damn, I guess even the back of your head was threatening.
Bruh.
And she's like, you crazy. And then I was like, don't worry, you don't scare me, like, too much, maybe. And I was like, it's because your ponytail is so tight. Mine is loose. You see people, you want to look not threatening, loose ponytail. So, I don't know, just like my small talk was making them laugh, and then they ended up sitting near me because I guess they're like, oh, maybe we'll talk again. And it's just funny because right when they sat down by me, I'm like, I guess you couldn't stand living without me. You missed me. But then after the white woman left, no, it's 2 black nurses, but who I made the, like, you know, whose birthday was across from me.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, you gave her a whole ass show. We didn't get a whole show. And I'm like, she just said it was her birthday. Like, I thought I was just gonna, like, relax on the train. And then one of them goes, you should have charged her. And I was like, I mean, hey, I can give you a show, and, like, I'll tell you my Cash App right now if you want to be like, that was good. I was like, that's, you see?
See? Missed opportunities. Yeah. You gotta keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, no, but it was funny. I still was joking with them. And they're like, well, we work in the hospital too, we're nurses. And I'm like, oh, nurses. I was like, that means I'm gonna be dying while you're making TikTok videos. And they're like, no, that's the other nurses. I'm like, oh yeah, the one's more my generation, I guess. They're like, you calling us old? I'm like, you old with those lashes? And like, you know how to talk to us. You're a smart one. What can I say? But yeah, so I try to make sure everyone is smiling and laughing on the train ride back. But
you just do that out the kindness of your heart.
Yeah, and what was I gonna do? Like get like free medical care from it?
I mean,
from the nurses? I don't think so.
I mean, things slip under the radar all the time.
Fine.
Maybe your next MRI could have slipped under the radar.
Yeah, I don't. With how hospitals work, I don't think anything slips by, like unless you know the people. But just a nurse, I don't think so.
No, they know. There's slips. There's tons of slips.
Yeah,
Just go to Jamaica.
There we go. Lord, it's so fun. All right, well. We've been on tangents, even though it's funny.
Oh,
but
there's like a... Okay.
No, it's fine. No, because I was like, I still want people to know who you are as a person.
Oh!
Yeah, you know, this isn't just me saying whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to gas you up because,
No.
as you can see, after she is beautiful, but she is also hilarious. And the crazy part is, though, with her determination, how does it feel being like a woman around Saturday Night Live?
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was gonna be like a thing for real. Okay, no.
Well, I try to make sure it's lively, but also, so people get to know about you, like, behind it. Because so many times people just assume everything is, like, amazing, or even if we get to a place, they don't realize there's hard work.
Yes.
Because you put in that hard work.
Yes.
And also, just being pretty does not mean you're funny.
Oh my god, it's so difficult.
Hair flip.
It's so difficult.
Oh my god, my curl cut out.
There's so many things. Oh my god, the amount of trauma to tell a joke. Insane. But continue. Oh wait, no, you asked the question.
Yeah. It was a long day.
It's
still a long day.
It's still a long day. It's not even like,
I don't even know what time it is.
Child, it ain't even 7 o'clock yet. Like, it's still like...
It gets dark fast. That's
I hate that it gets dark fast.
I hate it.
Okay, so to answer your question, I got it by chance, and I love doing it when I do get the opportunity to be a part of these sketches. It's most of the time it's like one at a time, or if you do the live show, then like you might get picked and pulled and do here. Done a couple live shows, mostly like the pre-recorded stuff. And I don't know why I get this question a lot. I want to set the record straight. Saturday Night Live is live. However, there are things that are pre-recorded that also air on the show during the live show. Those are the things we do beforehand, but the show is live. Do you understand how many times I had people ask me over and over and over again, wait, is Saturday Night Live live? Like, wait, what do you mean you're doing some pre-record? I'm like, do you not see like the music videos and all that other shit? Do you think they're doing that right just now with all those cuts?
Yeah, so that's a good point. Well, what is also funny is, from my perspective, because I was doing a lot of my public shows for stand-up, right before COVID,
yeah.
And there was a big rift between comedians and those that are part of Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Because they were basically the only live performance, comedy-wise, that was given the green light to still go during it.
Yes.
So the fact that, I think, who was it? It might have been Pete Davidson. He might have made a joke on Saturday Night Live about that, and it just ruffled a lot of feathers. And like, to me personally, like, yeah, I was annoyed, but also I'm like, I was still, then it forced me to transition more to commercials and ads, which
yeah.
I guess is kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because even though I still do comedy, but like the public shows, even though the glitz and glamour is nice, but I tell people this all the time, and they're like, oh, when's your next show? I'm like, look, they really don't treat you well unless like you are a household name. So that's why I'm like, you know what? People tune in on their TVs for Saturday Night Live, so like,
yes.
That's why I'm like, they do deserve the precedence, because they are still allowing people to be happy that don't necessarily need to be there. Versus my comedy shows, I'm like, yeah, a lot of times there was even just tourists that were just visiting for a day, and they're like, oh, let's check out Dangerfields. And they're like, I'm like, where are you from? They're like, we're from Sweden. Like, they're not talking about, oh, you know that Jewish guy with the massive dick? He was funny.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, that's who they thought I was at first.
I understand. I've seen that. I've seen people call you that before.
Yeah.
But no. No,
I've been called a lot of things, and some of them I'm thankful for. I don't know if I told you this. I'll quickly say is there was one time during college when my curls were like popping out low, and Lil Dicky was becoming popular with his songs and like his show, I guess.
Oh my god!
So like there was like a group of high school kids visiting UConn, and like all of a sudden like, oh shit, it's Lil Dicky with muscles. We're gonna call him Big Dicky. And I start laughing because I hear a teacher go, can you all relax? Why are you calling a random student Big Dicky? And I'm just like smiling where I'm like, I want to be like, nah, keep it up. And then I'm like, maybe it's for the best. I don't tell kids keep up calling me Big Dicky, because I'm like, that sounds like that could be a lawsuit. So I'm just like waved goodbye, and I was like, funny story, but like let's not risk a case.
Yeah, for the setting. No.
Yeah.
Nickname? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. It's great. I forgot what we were talking. Oh, this is so sad. No, but yeah, no, that was NBC is its own thing, right? And so Saturday Night Live is also like, they're just celebrated their 50-year anniversary. So they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they could be our daddy.
They could be our daddy. I think my daddy's around the same age as Saturday Night Live, honestly. But like they kind of follow their own rules. It's the same thing, like even when you work on SNL, like even as someone who's like between SAG and non-union, it's pretty much like the same across the board because they're their own thing, their own entity. But I mean, it's also the way I was able to get my SAG waivers in order to become union in the first place. Saturday Night Live helped me do that. So it's great when you get the opportunity. There's more people coming in. They like to switch up people a lot, trying to make sure, like, nobody's seen too much.
Yeah, you want to keep it fresh.
Right. But, yeah, it's when I do get to go, it's a great go. It's fantastic. It's so fun. And the people are fun to meet. And it's so funny because, like, the funniness that exists in those halls never make it to the screen. Because they really just, it's its own thing. It's like daddy, it's like grandpa. Like you can't do everything at grandpa's house. You can kind of say a couple things here and there, but you can't do everything. So like the people themselves and who walk through daily, it's like.
Yeah, some of the best moments are not on camera and I love it. Mm-hmm. Or even possibly edited out or something. There was one set I did in my very like early days where it was like an overnight one, like I was like, oh, the pay like wasn't that great, but I was like, no, I just want to keep doing things, so I'm in the field because I think only a few months into it.
Yeah.
And to get myself through it, there was one guy where like, on set you kind of like befriend someone and you're like, okay, I could like talk the shit with them for a bit, and it's nice because not everyone you could talk the shit with.
Oh, dude.
So.
Also my jam.
Yeah, you see, I know how to pick good music.
Okay, no, I was like, wait.
I made sure to pick some New York drill right now, because she's also New York native too.
Very much so.
Which is, good, because a lot of times, like, I'll have people that aren't, and I'm like, alright, like, what's something that's, like, more middle, but, oh yeah, also today, I think, 5 years anniversary Pop Smoke, rest in peace.
Yes, it is. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
Also, as a native New Yorker, I will say any person thinking about moving to New York, you need a letter of recommendation from an actual native New Yorker before we are able to look at your application to move here. Also, we will need 80 times the rent and the blood of your firstborn. So, like, on top of that, you need the letter of recommendation. Why bother? Like, go to church.
I mean, for me, like, you can keep the blood, just more money would be nice. I don't know. It's not kosher. It's not kosher.
It's not kosher.
It's not kosher.
That was so
intertwined.
What is?
I don't know. Anti-Semitic. No.
No.
It's okay. She's safe. She's not canceled. Oh yeah, I still remember. I was like, don't worry. As a kid, she would eat knishes with an old Jewish woman.
I fucking love knishes.
I remember when you said that. We were in the park, and it was just funny. You're like, it reminds me of this old woman that would give me knishes, and I was like, you're not gonna just gloss over getting knishes.
Because I fucking love knishes. Knishes are the shit.
I know, it's so funny though. Just like. It's so funny as a New Yorker because like there's so many places when they're like, oh, we don't really know what to like feed a Jew, so it's like let's just buy fucking knishes. And I'm like, even in Grand Central Station, there's a place where you can get like fucking ballpark hot dogs and pretzels and fucking knishes. And I'm just like, I'm like,
they good as a bitch.
They better be. They're like $7 fucking. I've never bought one because I'm like, bro. I was like, give me the shitty left out pretzel.
But you also gotta remember too, like I'm from Queens, and I'm from Queens, the part of Queens where it is black and Jewish. So,
which is so funny. Almost every part of like New York, it's so funny. That's the rip. It's like when there's like Italians, then it's like just Italians. If it's Chinese, just like Chinese. But then like if it's black, all right, then there's usually Jews.
No. If there's black folks, there's Jews, there's Italians. Obviously Spanish folk. That just goes without saying. Yeah. They're the Italian and and Polish.
Oh, randomly.
Like randomly, like they'll be like it's just a bunch of Poles, like just like all over the place, and it's like we love to see it, but I would just now that I think about it, it's kind of random.
Yeah, because I'm like, because it's not even Russian. It's just like, yeah, we have pierogi.
It's not Russian. I don't remember a lot of Russians, but I remember at least 5 Polish people I grew up with in school. Like.
Where did you come from? Damn. I heard they brought the walk to Poland.
They what?
They brought the walk to Poland.
What the fuck is
You don't remember? There was that. Who made that song? Holy shit. There was, wow, now I feel retarded, but there was one rap, I think it was Lil Yachty. I think he literally had a whole song where he's like, I brought the walk to Poland, and it was just like, literally Poland invited him just to sing that like bullshit song he made, and he's like, oh, I just made it for fun, and they're like, no, it's great for tourism. And they literally, like, I think flew him down there just to, like, do this song that he just made for fun.
That is wonderful. Yachty has this random-ass relationship with this country. Like,
it's
just beautiful relationship.
It's also, a walk is, like, Chinese, so it's, like, the most random combination. But it was funny.
We'd love to see it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
We'd love to see it.
If he starts talking about knishes, I'm down. Oh, what was it? Fucking, the rap motherfucking Doom?
Oh my god,
yeah, because he actually lived not too far from me.
He live in this nice area?
He was in like Oceanside.
Oh, he don't live in a nice area.
It's not bad.
It's not this.
We're good. All right.
This neighborhood is wonderful.
I'm blessed.
They trim their hedges.
Well, Jorge trims the hedges.
See, you see how you play? You see how you play too much? Wait, unless you do have Gardner and his name is Jorge.
I mean, it's Jorge, Felipe, it's like they're a whole team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know them, like, on a first name basis. I mean, I wave, and I'm always like, hopefully you guys had a good day. And like, see. And I'm like, buenos tardes. I'm like, nice. That's it. Like, because, you know, they're doing their job, and I'm going there, like, okay, why you talk? Like, we have shit to do. I'm like, all right, sorry. All right, I'm going to do an intermission. Alright, the stares I'm getting, I'm like, alright, maybe I should recollect myself because, oh shit. But I will do that. You were talking about Saturday Night Live, like, it's still, like, insightful because so many people are like, what is it like, you know, and all that jazz.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just happy when I am able to get on. They text me. It's a very toxic relationship. It's one of those, like, you up? Yep. I'm available. Like, all right, be here on Saturday at 8. Okay, Daddy.
Damn, a whole ass booty call for Saturday Night Live.
For SNL all the time.
You know what? Might as well include that. I didn't even say
put that shit in there.
It's going.
Put that shit in there because every person that works with me that does Saturday Night Live is gonna be like, word. It's literally like a booty call. It's like you just get the text. You up? Yep. Are you available? Yes. What your hair look like? Like this? All right. Come on Saturday. Okay.
That feels like me working with my foreign companies because I try not to like have it on my public story and whatever because some brands do look at your social media.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, Indian companies and Chinese companies, like, yes, I love working with you guys sometimes, but also I'm like, learn your fucking time zones. Oh my god.
No, I have to like ask you a little bit because we've done some things together.
Yeah.
And they are some of the most awkward, weirdest things.
Oh yeah, because we filmed the gym thing together.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so awkward. You're like, okay, I know this is gonna sound weird, but can you put your ass in my face? I'm like, no, motherfucker, like take me out. Like I would like a steak dinner first before I put my ass in your face.
You know, I didn't word it like that. I wanted you all to know. Like just in case someone's listening and they're like, oh, did he word it like that? No. Obviously she's joking.
No,
but I'm
in jest. No. He did not word it like that.
Yeah.
You were very as polite as one can be.
Yeah, because I made sure to show the script first versus like, oh no, I have a great idea. I was just like, hey, I have like, you know, it's like this comedy testosterone gym content because I think it was one of those like, you know, I do so much like supplement ads and they're like, oh, boost testosterone. So it's like, you need testosterone or else you're going to be in this awkward situation.
Yeah.
You don't want a girl having to lift a weight up for you, even though it's still done in a very like suggestive way.
It's super suggestive. Like, it was just like.
Because I'm on the leg press, like down there with my legs up, and she's just like bent over like, I got it.
And just, it's the wildest. The people at the gym were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because also keep in mind, my phone is there with a tripod recording this while we're just like repeating it like 2-3 times, saying the lines, just so, you know, we don't need redos after.
And it's like, there's grunting. And of course there's like grunting in the line.
Yeah, because the whole point is, it's like as if I'm struggling and I'm just like, ugh, like, because I didn't want a legit heavy weight because I'm like, alright, in case like something slips, I don't want to hurt myself. So instead it looks like I'm really struggling with lightweight, so I'm like, this looks even worse for me.
Bruh, it was wild. I'm like, and you will really do those dedicated, like you are
Yeah, I do wild things for money. I mean, again, with reason. With reason. But yeah, it's all right, judgment time. But yeah, I mean, actually, I was.
Mr. L,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was even saying too, even a paint ad I was doing. Like, I've worked with a paint company before, and it's like, oh, the industrial paint, like it has me so tight. It was so difficult to do.
That sounded insane.
Yeah, and because at first, like, if it was easy, then I'd be like, oh, this is great, easy, good money. But when you don't know what exactly you're doing, and like it's not really in your skill set, like there's certain things where it's like, oh, you can learn and pick it up fairly fast, or like but this is like, I don't have like the tools for mixing like top grade like paint material, so we just mutually parted basically. But it's just like, yeah, it's tough because you might see the finished product online, but some things might be harder than others.
Yeah.
But also, half the time I barely even get the stuff. People are like, oh, I want to see more of your ads. I'm like, trust me, I want to see more of my ads too.
Okay, but you'll film it, send it off, and then you don't know what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because a lot of times, even if you send in like the raw footage, they have their editing team handle it. So
you never know what it even.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I'm doing like a cell phone game, like chances are I know, like, all right, they're not gonna edit a wiener in my face, so like I'm pretty sure I'm good. I'm good on that. Now if they did, I'd be like, all right, let me at least see this because that sounds hilarious.
And pay me for the wiener in my face.
I would prefer money for a wiener in my face.
Okay, yeah. I mean, hey.
Yeah, see, all right, good life lessons. If a wiener's in your face, you should get some payment for it.
You should get something out that thing. No, if anybody tries to put a wiener in your face, you better get some. You better got something.
Or at least a nice dinner. Yeah.
I said something.
There we go.
Depending on what you need.
Yeah.
Now, if it is just a nice dinner, nothing wrong with that. You ate. Fantastic. And if it's rent. Oh.
Oh wait, did I press it?
Yes.
I think I was distracted by like the mini clap. I didn't realize I was like leaning on it.
He's like,
I was
what do you call it?
Ghostbusters. I wish. You know what's crazy as a New Yorker? I never went to the actual firehouse they used for filming it because I think it's a museum.
I've never had either.
Oh man, we should do that. That'd be fun.
We should.
Oh my god.
Fun. I've never gone.
I feel like I'm like a lot of New Yorkers.
Are you doing it again?
Oh, does that mean it's running low on battery?
Is that?
I don't know.
Is your battery low, boo?
For that? I mean, I know how to charge, but
you might want to hook that.
Fine.
Commercial break.
I remember. It shouldn't be. I could have. Well, then again, last time I don't think I charged it.
See, did you charge? That's always my thing. Whenever I think I charged it, it'll be sitting next to the charger, and I'm like, I didn't plug it. Let's get,
I don't think it's that. It sounds like a phone call.
It does. That's why I was like, are you calling somebody?
No, that's strange.
And if it is, it might. Is that the? Have you had it dying before? Is that the sound it makes?
I cannot remember for the life of me. but
I mean, hey, it's plugged.
Yeah, if it stops going, then that's a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, as long as she's plugged in, she'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hear it now, so maybe. But yes, as you were saying, yes, Ghostbusters. What was that? But I feel like as a New Yorker, like when you're a native New Yorker, I feel like you don't see like certain things that seem more touristy, really.
No.
Which is so crazy because it's like when I'm anywhere else, I'm like, oh, like let's see what it has to offer.
Yeah.
But in New York, I'm like, do I really want to pay for shit in my own place? I'm like, nah, fuck that. Where I'm like, I feel like I should because I would still enjoy it, but it's just like. Always that like, oh, when do I have the time or whatever? Because when you're on vacation, it's actually time to enjoy yourself.
But you know what? Also, half of the things that are like touristy things that we can do
are also pretty shitty.
No, half of us did it in freaking elementary school.
Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, like visiting the Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
So we didn't do Statue of Liberty. I didn't do Statue of Liberty, but I did do Ellis Island. I did New York Public Library, Met. How many times did you do the Met? Oh my god, I did the Met like 3 times.
I've even been there for work. It's great.
Like, I didn't. The one place we didn't go, which was weird. Actually, no, I haven't. I didn't go to the New York Natural History Museum.
Really? I'm sure. I've had an event there. It was pretty cool.
You know what it was? So I moved schools a lot as a kid, And so it was always like the year we were gonna go, I moved to another school. So I never got the chance to go.
You got in a lot of fights.
Not a lot.
I know.
But the ones that I did get, did I win all of them? I gotta think about it. Hold on. No.
Yeah, I was gonna be. I'm like, if you won all of them, I was like,
No.
I was like, you a skinny motherfucker. They had.
Most of the time they were ended before there was a clear winner. The other times it was
She would
like,
have won.
I would have won. No, or I got my licks. I'm more of like I'm a good licker. And then there's a couple of times where like, oh no, I won. Oh no, I will take it away.
I'm just laughing just because like the part like yeah I'll get my lick in, but then once you're like I'm a licker, I'm like, bro, no, not like that. I'm just
not like that, but you just said it like that to me, not and then trying to gaslight me into not believing it was like that.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, I know, because that sounds wild.
Do you see? Do you see?
Yeah. I know, we all do things we're not proud of. But I'll take some pride in that, 'cause that was fun.
I'll allow it.
You gotta be a clown there. Oh, you know what I hate with one word? Oh my god. You know how like in New York it's like, oh, if you're doing some bullshit, like you're being a goon?
That is, so goon is a new term for me.
No.
The children haven't explained it to me.
No, there's a new term for goon. There's a modern one that's not the New York one.
It's not the porn one?
No, the porn one is the new one. The OG New York one is very different.
Oh no, the OG one is like, oh, I'm gonna get the goons. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what's fucking crazy to me. The new one is crazy because I didn't know about the new one, and I was like talking about like,
I don't get it the porn way though.
The new one is basically like I guess you're jerking off. Like
is that what that is?
It basically is like oh I'm gooning, like they're like jerking off.
Why would you take that word and make it into that's some homies over hoe shit? That's gay.
It had me so pissed because I'm like, you're telling me like you never were out with buddies like doing goon shit, and like people started laughing. I'm like, the fuck are you laughing about? Like what? You never like fucked around like and I'm thinking like like do something like illegal, and they're like nah man, you don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, nah, like gooning, and I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, like doing stupid shit like that's possibly illegal, and they're like, no, like it means like jerking off and coming. I'm like, what the fuck? When did this happen? Now, but also they were like non-New Yorkers, so I'm like, all right, so that's probably why.
That's another thing. These new terms that's coming out from people who are not from one of the coasts. It's not giving. That's why terms and phrases and like all the cool stuff.
Yeah, if you're not in a major city, just shut your fucking mouth.
Like if you're not like in a major coastline, like honestly, all middle America, that's not your thing. Like that's just not. If you're not in LA, you don't come from Compton, or you don't come from New York, or you don't even come. Like honestly, even Florida's made some couple of words, and Philly slang is cool. No, stop making slang words. They don't make sense. Riz is lazy. Actually, no, I'm kind of fond of Riz. I like
Riz. I don't mind Riz, yeah. Oh, you know what? When I see the younger kids do, oh goddamn, I sound like saying that. But it is funny though, is when they do the fucking jawline thing.
We're so fake old. Like we're fake old. Like we're not old by any. Like we're still in our 20s, but we're on the last legs of this hoe.
Oh,
so it's like
it's intense.
It's intense. It's strange.
Yeah. But yeah, have you guys seen the kids do the fucking jawline thing?
What do you mean?
Like they'll
with the stone?
No, they'll just rub their cheek with their finger to be like, oh, you see, like I got what is?
Was it Riz jawline?
Yeah, like that. They look good. It's crazy because I'm just like.
Isn't that just regular like like light skinned face when they used to be like?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some light skinned behavior. You know what I fucking love?
Like
what. I liked how I would have, like, in friend groups be like, damn, David, you're more black than that fucker. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, he's got light-skinned behavior. And I was like, nice. And I was like, I'm better than you. Like, the fucking hierarchy, he's like, it's because you spicy. I'm like, well, I'm Jewish. And you see, that's why we don't know what the fuck to call you. I'm like, my name is David. And like, that's not fun.
I just say you're seasoned white.
There we go.
There's whites who have seasoning, and there's nothing wrong with being regular.
It's very confusing. There's the hierarchy. How do we break this down?
Salt and pepper. Might be some paprika in there.
My mom does like paprika. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
fuck. How does she know?
Like some herbs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very into cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Ooh, also, I've been around the Caribbean. It's the Scotch bonnet.
That is also very, yeah, that works. Yeah, we throw some Scott Bonage in your shit. Like, yeah, seasoned white.
Exactly.
Spicy white.
And I like hot sauce, but I stay away from Tabasco. That shit's too vinegar. When it tastes like vinegar and it's not spiced, that's how you know it's white hot
You
sauce.
don't like Tabasco.
I don't.
Really?
I prefer Cholula as like my easy brand, or
Texas Pete?
no, that tastes like pure vinegar to me too.
It tastes like pure salt.
Yeah, salt and vinegar. I like shit where you taste the heat. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
Cholula, I feel like it's still like not so much heat, but it's just like it's very convenient to buy. Like it's always everywhere, so it's like a safe one.
Yeah.
But oh man, I went through a phase where I would just like buy tons of foreign ones. Like I would buy one straight out of like Mexico, straight out of Jamaica. And also go to an Israeli market, get some shchuk or harif. Basically, is like just like fucking paste of like hot peppers. So you still see the seeds in there, and it's just like a thick paste of it.
Oh, nah. That's
And
probably crazy.
Oh,
It still got
it
the
is.
seeds in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, no, it's strong.
I'm not like a huge spice girl. Like, not like, okay. I like, so there's a difference for me. There's spicy and then there's hot. Like, if you just want something to be hot, like, that's a different kind of
That's
thing.
why I like Cholula, because it's like very convenient versus sometimes where I'm like, I don't want this to like feel like I got a hole in my stomach and I still got a whole day left.
Right, like, and then it's like it doesn't offer any flavor, it just makes it hot. Like, no, like, so spicy things, I like spicy things. But like when things are just hot for no reason, that's where I'm like, I can't. Like, no.
That's why I would never do like the one chip challenge, because I'm like, that's not enjoyable. That's
First
just
of all,
pain.
it caused people literal gastrointestinal problem.
And it's like $60. So I'm like, you're telling me I feel like shit and I'm gonna still be hungry and out $60?
And I'm about to vacate everything that exists in my stomach and digestive cavity because of this one chip. If you don't believe that you're going to be on the toilet doing the one chip challenge, you are a fool. A fool.
And it's gonna hurt. Hot lava.
Your ass going to be on fire. I'm like, you better, I hope you have a bidet in your house.
Oh lordy.
Because you ain't wiping that. It'll ignite the toilet paper.
Oh lordy. I don't know, I like how one friend told me he was gonna buy it for me, and I'm like, I like how you just want to spend money to see me suffer, and I'm like, nice.
I mean, you kind of do shit like that.
I do like doing fun, stupid shit. It's fun. Because I like,
That's your brand.
because, I mean, I'm also very mature, but that's, thanks, but I feel like there's ways where you can have stupid fun that's like also not dangerous. Like the fucking kids that are on top of the subways fucking like Subway Surfer in real life. I'm like, yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna die over having a good time, but like I'll do something where I'm like, oh, it's crazy and like one and done. So yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, I would try the one chip. I'm not
But
gonna.
there's levels of stupid crazy.
Yeah.
There's levels to it. There's not, you can't just do, like, subway surfing is like one sense of crazy.
Yeah, you're just like begging to die. Like,
You're begging to die. Like, there are so many people who have died doing that shit.
I will say, which is
No.
fucked up and funny, is every time they bring the mothers onto TV,
Stop.
that shit is. I'm like, he was such a good. I was like, there's no way that he went from straight A's to Subway Surfing. I'm like, nah, your son definitely was like had to.
No. Like, okay, like, he could be getting straight A's, and then one day he just really decided to do something freaking dumb. Like, we've all
Maybe.
had that. Like,
I feel like there's gotta be like a level to it, cause like there's different shit, but I feel like it like like you go through phases. It's like hot sauce, you like very rarely do you just go straight to the atomic diarrhea, you know?
No, you don't. You shouldn't start there.
Yeah.
No, like we've all like, especially at that age, like we'll get around our friends and we're trying to put on, and we're like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like I can see it happening.
Yeah, I know. It's true. I do see it, but it's just like.
And then if they do it, and if they live,
Oh,
then
actually.
when you find out that they did it, you slap the crap out of them and you call it a day.
Yeah.
Like,
The best is, which almost one of the moms I remember was like, after he did it the 5th time, I thought he was gonna stop, and I'm like, bro, what? You let him do it 5 fucking times?
you should have put a freaking bell on that boy. Like, no.
Oh my god. Yeah, that part, I was like, if I even just say that idea to my mom, I would have been like, what did you say?
I was too scared of my mom being try some stupid. Well, number one, I'm scared to die. I'm far too scared to die to go jump on somebody's subways. No.
I'd probably say I'm more scared of my mom than I am of death. That woman, when she yells, her voice reaches like
I can see
hypersonic pitch. That I'm like, are my ears bleeding? Like I feel my heart like palpitating.
See,
Like,
that's the difference.
yeah,
If your mom's mad at you, you hear it. It gets very quiet when my mother is upset, and it's like, oh no.
I feel like I'd rather the quiet because it's like the hitting part.
It's followed by violence.
I remember the violence, but it's just like to hear the yelling and then the violence. Like I'm like, pick one because I'm like, I was like, look, if my butt hurts after being hit as a kid, I'm like, that's one thing, but like it felt like my ears were bleeding and my heart was racing.
I'd rather listen to you yell and scream because I was a child who went through things and learned how to dissociate. So I would just lock into that superpower of dissociation, and she would go out and go off, and then she would tire herself out just going off. So it was just like, okay.
Oh no, she wouldn't get tired. It's like she was saving it. She was like, oh, today's my new birthday.
Oh, I put my headphones on and be like, alright.
Oh, you think headphones?
No. Like once I'm away.
Oh yeah, once you're away.
Once I'm away, because it's still going. Like,
yeah, I was like, if I went for, I'm like, hey, give me a minute while you yell at me. Let me just.
No. It's just like what she said. I'm just.
I could be yelled at from a different floor, and I'd feel the ground tremor, and I'd be like, oh my god, did my balls retract into my body? It was intense. Right now I'm like having PTSD.
Breathe. It's alright.
I'm not gonna make it. We might be
She can't beat you no more.
Oh, she'll find a way.
I know, so much.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
No, but if I'm like, yeah, no, I can't take my mom. She, yeah.
That's actually a funny thing also that reminds me of college. It was me and a Trini dude I was close with. By the way, he was a nerdy black dude named Malcolm, but also he was on the football team. Yeah. I loved him though because I was like, hey, yo, Professor Malcolm X. And he's like, I like it. So that stuck with us, but it's just like we were having a combo once about like different ways our moms basically beat our ass, and then in comes in like a white kid from Connecticut and an Indian kid from Connecticut, and they're like, your mom's hit you guys? What? And we just started laughing because I'm like, oh, you guys, you don't know about this.
Like, you don't know. You don't know at all.
But I will say, though, Malcolm had me beat. I remember one story, he's like, oh, yeah, I was taking a bath as a kid, and my mom came in and whooped my ass in the bath. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, being naked and being beat by your mom? I was like, all right, that wins. Like,
That's you. No, that's really.
He turned out fine.
I
hope. It's been a bit since I've heard from him. I think he's breathing. Oh shit. Yeah, I haven't even seen him on Snapchat. Fuck.
Damn.
No, I'm sure he's good. Hopefully.
I
hope so.
Yeah.
Alright. Just like the U.S. government, he's in our prayers. Every time there's a school shooting, we'll pray for them.
Oh.
Yeah. The music would help. You're like, the rhythm of the gas.
Pretty much. You gotta know it.
Lord. No, I'm not responsible for that school shit. Actually, that was really fucked up. I was in Connecticut. I literally went to UConn, like, shortly, like, it might have been the year after Sandy Hook. Because I think we were in high school when it happened. Yeah, and then literally when I was in college, all of a sudden, like, there were fathers, I guess, doing, like, visiting schools to speak about it. So they visited UConn, and I was like, wow, I should listen to this.
Yeah.
Man, it was intense. My heart breaks for them. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Also, it's so crazy to think about, and, like, low-key relatable as fuck, sadly, but it's just, like, they were talking about being, like, gaslit, like, by propaganda, where some people believe, like, oh, no, like, your kids didn't actually die.
Yeah, like, they really, like, did a thing where they, like, didn't believe them.
Which is crazy. Fucking insane.
Like,
crazy.
I don't even understand how you can even do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know who, it might have been, Alex Jones or someone, like, that crazy white, I don't know, but I think there was a lawsuit, and, like, he had to shell out a shit ton of money to them. Thank God.
Yes, he did.
Rightfully so, because, like, to go through trauma of losing a child and then having a man go to, it's aliens did it. There's no real people. They didn't exist.
Like, to have somebody tell you, like, oh, your kid's not really dead.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? Like,
what?
Like, going down the rabbit hole, because I was like, why do they think this? And, like, I researched it, it's because, which is fucking insane, I guess something was happening in either Iraq or Pakistan, one of the two places, where they had a picture of one of the kids that died, and, like, again, fucked up, but, like, those places basically use that picture of the kid to be like, oh, we had kids die in our country by like America or someone else. So they basically took actually a dead American kid's picture and pretended. So that's when how these conspiracies are like, well, how is that your son if there's pictures of him in Pakistan or Iraq? Meanwhile, I'm like, they just took his fucking picture off Google and just printed it out.
Did. Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is also crazy to me because I'm like, the fact that like in these countries that like do like bullshit propaganda, like people assume like they don't have computers. I'm like, yeah, they're recording shit on iPhones, actual cameras. Like they have the same shit we do. It's just everyone is so retarded that they assume, oh, they only have sticks and stones. Like no, like they know what technology is there too.
They definitely do. Like.
Fucking crazy. It hurts my head.
They have the same access. It's like it may not be as accessible.
Yeah, to everyone, but like a bunch have it.
Yeah, exactly. The same way it's not really accessible for a lot of us to have the things that we have, but we still have them for some reason.
Shit, I've seen the amount of homeless people I've seen. They may not have a house, but they got an iPhone.
Yeah.
And when I see they have a newer model than me, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? If you're only collecting dollars, how the fuck did you get that?
I mean, like, I'm like, whatever program this is, I live for it. But also, I'm okay with that because, like, it still enables you to be able to connect. So, like, as long as you can, like, connect to the people that you need to connect to, you can, maybe, I don't know, like, you go on social media and go viral, and if people want to make, like, a GoFundMe or something for you, like, you should still be able to do that same kind of stuff.
It is crazy though, because I don't know if you remember, there was one dude on the highway that had the radio voice, and whatever. It was one homeless guy, and like he ended up. Oh, that was so fucking fast. It's because I feel like every time we go on tangents before we actually start filming again. But whatever.
We do be tangenting.
I know, that's why it's funny though. Oh, but what I'll quickly say though, the homeless guy, like, oh, this is good. But oh man, he like they brought him off the street. He's like, oh, he has a golden radio voice. And after he got so much money, he ended up blowing it all on like drugs, alcohol, and I think strippers, and went back on the streets. And it's just so funny to me because I'm like, bro, you had the golden ticket and you chose to be a dipshit again after people helped you. I'm like, all right, that's on you. At that point, it's on you. I was like, you can't get 2 golden tickets then after that.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
Oh, man. Shit.
That's insane. I don't know about all of that. If I was on the street, I would only ever be on the street once.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, especially if someone's like, immediately puts you on a fucking TV station for your voice. I'm like, bro, like, I'm not on the streets and I want that. Like, you know, like, fuck. It's crazy. Fucked up.
One thing I would be doing is working.
There. We're back with snacks. There we go. And we went off on a lot of tangents.
Yes, we did. I'm like, my blood sugar was low, child. I had to do something. I was like, hold up.
I'm sure your iron's low too.
You know it is. You know it is. Yes. Me too.
It's so funny. I said that the other day to a dude that was really skinny. I'm like, bro, like, you're anemic ass. He's like, I didn't even tell you. How do you know? I'm like, bro, you look like you weigh 90 pounds. Like, there's like no way, impossible way that's not your situation.
Yeah, no. Skinny folks are all either iron deficient or anemic all the way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry. That's why I'm wrapped up in the sweater, and it's like I have to. Every time I go out, but honestly, again, it still feels like 20-something degrees outside.
It's crazy. You know what I hate is earlier today in my car I saw like I guess like kids from school getting out, and I'm like, how the fuck are some of them like holding their jacket and not wearing it? Because I'm like, when it was this fucking cold, I'm like, bro, I was even wearing my jacket. Like, you know, I get it where some guys are like, I want to be tough, and I'm like, nah, there's no way you're telling me you don't feel this shit.
I feel like I was a complete crackhead as a kid, so there might have been an instance where you saw me outside in the cold without my like jacket. But then like it was always like
But you would still be wearing something.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
This was like just flat out like you just see like a normal fucking polo or button down and then holding the jacket. Like nothing else.
No.
Literally, I see the crossing guards wearing their full like yellow black shit, just like turning their head looking like, what the fuck?
I'm like, you saw what I wore. I have my coat, my like fluffy scarf that wraps around my head. Like, I'm not playing. I am not playing.
No game is being played.
Like, this is not, no.
I wish I didn't bring down these roasted nuts because, oh man, these are good.
That they are.
I don't know, I was just waiting for you to make a nut joke.
That they are. Yeah.
Alright.
No, I'm not even gonna lie. These nuts are good.
You're welcome.
I actually haven't tried it. Wait. They're like butter toffee cashews.
I know, I was like, I sort of got Costco. It's either like a place where you just like find a lot of stuff that you want and like, but then there's like, oh, this realm of like, do I need this shit that'll probably be diabetic? No, but it's just like, whoa.
It's always like, I don't want to buy, because Costco is everything is in bulk.
Yeah, and you don't want it to go to waste.
I don't want to waste it. But
Especially
it's also like,
with,
damn, this is a good price.
Oh my god, especially when it comes to kale. Like, I eat kale, but like, their things of kale are so big, and I'm like, God, can't you just have like a half price one smaller?
Or just like a half size. Like
Yeah,
a half size will make me will feel so much better. But like.
Or even with the cucumbers, where it's like a whole fucking packet of it, and I'm like, look, like, maybe I'll take
Word,
6.
it's like nobody needs 10 cucumbers. Unless you like run a restaurant, you do not need 10 cucumbers at a time. Like, girl. Like, sell the bulk, but I wish they had like, I don't know if it's possible to have like mini Costco's.
Yeah, but I guess that takes away their, you know, niche.
Whole thing, yeah. I guess.
So I get it. And what's crazy, they even have an executive form of Costco for restaurants where it's even more bulk.
Oh yeah, well they would have to. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that makes sense to me. But like, but then you know what? I didn't understand the point of Costco when I was younger, especially living in New York. But then like, I would go visit my family down south when I was a kid almost every summer. And so at that time it was like, normally it's just me and my mom in the house, maybe my cousin. But I went down south and it was myself, my aunt, later came my cousin, like one of the uncles was there, maybe my father, one of the uncles, my grandmother.
I'm not making a black joke, by the way.
Don't. You could have made a daddy joke. Why did your mind go to making a black joke?
Because that's how it turns racist. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's like 4 or 5 people in the house. So I'm like, and stuff just goes. So I was like, okay, I get Costco if it's like 4 or 5 people in the house, like, but like if it's just 2 people, girl, we do not need to go to Costco.
You know what's fucked up? After I was like thinking of like a racial joke, like there's one person I know, their shit is just pure racist fucking memes. And like they're black and their feed is turning into like a lot of racist and Jewish comments as if it knows to send it to me. And then I saw a combination where they sent me, which gotta be, I can't lie, it was fucking ridiculous, but it blew my mind where I was like, wow, I can't open this anywhere. Everyone's gonna be offended by this. Well, unless you're like in the KKK, then you're like, yeah, good job. It was literally like George Floyd, but then like wearing a yarmulke and payas, which is like, you know, the curly side locks. And I'm like, who the fuck edited to make him like in Jewish garb? And it's just like, I don't even know the fucking like...
I don't get the point of that.
No, I know, it was just fucking retarded. And like, I don't know what the caption was. It was like, obviously probably something crazy, like ripping on both cultures, but just like, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with your feet? And they're like, it's been getting worse since knowing you. I'm like, everything is now Jewish and black. And I'm like, I guess you got diversified and send some racist shit to Spanish people too.
They got their own. I'm sure they got their own.
Man, I feel like my IG randomly thinks I'm Spanish, or I'm getting memes in Spanish. They're not offensive, it's just like memes talking about like fucking tacos and like cerveza at like 2 p.m. Like, oh, if you're not drinking cerveza at 2 p.m., you're not living life.
That's crazy. I've been getting a lot of random like Japanese or like Korean like random memes like popping through, or like videos, and I'm like, now I love anime. I follow a few Asian people. I just didn't know I was
on the street mostly.
Yes, they're very nervous. No, like it was just it's like I'll look and I'm like, but I think it's because I've been looking more into Asian food lately. So I'm just getting all the stuff, but it's like it's not even like English. It's in Japanese, it's in Korean, and I'm like, shh, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they hear you practicing that accent on the Lolo.
Oh no, I don't practice that. You do. You do.
And we have a funny story with that. We're in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
And like in South Park, how they go between Chinese and Japanese. And I'm like, yeah, I hear the distinct difference. So as I'm explaining, I'm like, Japanese is more like tough, like think you're a samurai or a shogun. But then Chinese, you think, oh, you want the Kung Pao chicken.
Oh my god, I do remember this.
And then as I'm doing this, I'll
we were in public, by the way.
Well, of course, because I have no filter. And then walking opposite direction is like an Asian man that's just like looking over. And I wanted to just like
in
point
like
at her.
complete disdain. He heard the whole thing.
Well, luckily, you know, it was me just practicing accents. I said South Park. He probably didn't hear the South Park part.
He just saw you giving a fake Asian accent, and it was just like, and I just looked forward. I was like, oh my god.
I know he was looking more like, wait, I might be related to that guy.
No, that wasn't the look.
I'll pretend. It'll make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do that with everyone. Oh my god. You know what my favorite thing to do is around? If I'm around Caribbean people that don't know me yet, or like very new to knowing me, and I'm like, yeah, man, my favorite food is the pum pum.
Wow. Wow.
And instantly from that, then they love me. They're like, this guy right here.
It works every time.
Because pum pum is a hilarious fucking word. It doesn't matter what's going on. The second you're like, yeah, I love me some pum pum, they're like, this fucking guy, he knows what's up. Yeah. Oh, I just realized that. Did I even do my usual timer for?
I don't think you did.
It's the poom poom. It gets you. I tell you.
Distraction.
Sure does. Whatever. That should be fine. Whatever.
Just like I put it for us right now.
Yeah. It actually is funny though, because there was one girl. She's like, shit. Maybe you do need some poom poom. It'll change your life. You gotta be around some Caribbeans. Like, nah, man. You don't know. We've had some poom poom from all the islands. And like, oh, I'm listening, and I'm like, what? I was like, all right, I'll keep talking.
Listen, whatever works.
Yeah, multiculturalism. Yeah. And the best part is though, like, it was like a guy like to the left of her, and I'm just like waiting for him to try to say something. Where was like, oh, maybe it'll work if I talk about this, and she'll like me.
No.
He just like was just in shock, like, all right. Like, I don't know how this is working for this guy, but it is. Is confidence. Confidence is key.
Confidence will get you anywhere and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge, huge lesson. I think that's a huge part of this industry too. Like that whole phrase of faking it till you make it and all that stuff. All of that is true.
You see trans people? You can fake it till you make it.
I do not co-sign that.
I know. I'm joking. Wink, wink. No, I'm
and like, I'm not co-signing that shit. What? But
if Dave Chappelle heard that, he'd give me an applause.
I met Dave.
There you go. Oh, see, that could be a whole nother story.
I met Dave. Well, I was doing SNL. I was last time I did SNL was with Dave, and he's a very sweet man.
Oh.
And he's very nice. It's so funny too because while we were filming, we ended up filming a sketch. It ended up getting cut. And it's kind of sucky because it was actually really funny. It was a Tyrone Bigham sketch.
Wow.
Bruh, like it was going to be hilarious. We're filming it, and somebody like when we were outside in the cold. By the way, that shit was cold in the motherfucker. And somebody like I guess they saw it was him or something, and like they run past and they're like, Dave Chappelle's a transphobe, and I was just like. I didn't hear him at first. I just heard him like someone yelling, and he looks at me and he goes, "What did he say?" I was like, "I have no idea." He was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm like,
I feel like the audio people could edit that out.
Well, we weren't rolling. We were like waiting,
oh.
But like, it was just like, wasn't this shit like really? Like you went out of your way? Like that was the part that was crazy because it was like you went out of your way. Like I'm not going in the cold to go yell at somebody from across the street. Like, that's insane.
No. Like, I promise you, if someone's out in the cold and they're doing a Hail Hitler at me, I'm definitely going to enjoy being in warmth. I promise you that. I'm not going to go out there and be like, all right, freeze your dick off. I'm good.
Like, you're freezing, yelling stuff. It was crazy.
But it just makes you look more stupid.
And, like, we couldn't even barely hear him. But, like, I'm like, at least say, like, if you want to say something, like, say it to be heard. But, like, No, it was just like it was very like.
Especially if he did it in like his sketch voice. What did he say?
It was actually really funny when they. I'm so mad that they cut that sketch though. I'm so mad, but he was great. It was great, and I do not believe Dave Chappelle is a transphobe.
The whole motto is you gotta hate everyone equally.
I think, like many other people, he said something. He might have not meant it a certain kind of way, and then doubled down later on. You know what? It's over. That's the main thing. It's over. It's done. He's apologized. Let's keep it moving. Let's actually just find the actual people who's actually like committing crimes against like people and like doing the real shit.
It's also funny to me because I'm like, when people like, again, like whatever, he's fine, like, but it's just like when someone issues an apology and people then let it slide, I'm like half the
It
time.
depends on what it is.
Yeah, but like half the time in my mind, I'm like, it is like no one even like they don't even give a shit about the apology half the time. It's more just like because you have to for press sometimes. And to me, I feel like an apology is like meaningless. Cause,
to me, the best apology is always change behavior.
Yeah, but no one's gonna do it.
And I haven't heard of anything that he's done lately that like, or like I feel like he like let it go. Last thing I heard was he apologized for it and like moving on.
Oh yeah, I mean I'd move on too because shit. I care more about me getting money than like doing stupid shit.
And then I worked with him and he was actually very sweet. So
Yeah, I feel like most people, like are more normal when you meet them in person.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of times too, like people say things. I think the internet does a weird thing of making things seem
worse than they are.
It can blow things out of proportion that you did not mean it to. Like your intent could be one thing, and then like the internet will hear it, and you hear a sound bite, and that's it.
Yeah.
Versus like actually taking the time, like okay, like what was said in its entirety? What is the context?
Also, I feel like your true intentions matter a lot. Because sometimes you could try to say a joke and it doesn't land right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he heard some of the shit I said, but I'm just like, will this land? If not, whatever, we move past it, where I'm like, alright, let me really double down,
Yeah, double down. He could have did without the doubling down. I will say that. Like, he could have did without
so that's fine. Yeah, when he did that, I was like, alright, like, that was kind of, like, stupid.
I was like, let it go. Like, let it go.
Yeah. But it's like, it's whatever. It's more like, I know he's done things, too, where... my people weren't happy with him either, but it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, though, he's still, like, a comedy legend that I still, like, appreciate and still, like, feel like I can't be where I'm at without him, because he was such an inspiration, so.
Yeah.
You might be disappointed in some things, but, like, at the end of the day, you need to realize everyone that's, like, a celebrity or whatever, they're still a normal person, so, like,
yes.
Never idolize someone like they're God. You have to realize, like, I like them, but they're still a regular motherfucker at the end of the day.
No, legitimately. And it's like, you cannot put certain... I think this is just a life general tidbit. Mm-hmm. You can't put anybody on a pedestal and never expect the pedestal to fall or to up or to shake. Like, that's just not realistic. That's not the world we live in. People are going to do things. People are going to hurt you. People are going to say things sometimes and make mistakes. But it's for you to decide, like, was this an actual mistake? Did they actually back it up with actions toward, like, making it better, doing better? But there's also a world where certain shit is unforgivable.
And you can apply this to everything. So, like, whether it's dating, family member, teacher, like, it's not just a celebrity. Really, it's crazy.
Oh, we're talking about dating?
No, I'm saying it can apply to everything.
I'm about to say, I'm like, we can get into it.
Oh, man.
Because that's normally, so, like, I know for a fact, like, the first time, I've had many, like, online personas, like, gone through the, like, the meme, like, the life of a bunch of online personalities. Dating was definitely one of them.
You probably had a fake name during it, too.
No! It was always me. It's me, Jessica. I'm in here. But...
Just one of her personalities that she picks out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And, any advice I may have given you? No, let's do it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I feel like I do better when I don't listen.
Bruh. No. And it's so funny, too, because I don't know, like, in the stage of life that I'm in now, all the things that, like, my mother used to tell me, my grandmother used to say and things like that. Like all of that is like ringing. A lot of it is ringing true, but it's hard to
accept it.
Yeah. It's hard to hold it to that standard because things are so different. Like I used to hear all the time as a kid, like, oh, if you get with a guy, make sure he likes you more than you like him. I understand why people have said that.
Yeah, but nowadays sometimes a guy could turn into a full-blown stalker. So that's like a whole realm where it's like, whoa, you don't want that.
Right, like you want someone. Well, like obviously, if he's a stalker, there might be some signs. There might be some signs before we get there, and if there are not, run. But like I get why that sentiment was reached, is because like men would they lived in a time where men could leave and or they would stay and then have a whole other family around the corner or down the street. Yeah. So like they're like, make sure he likes you more than you like him, because if he likes you more than you like him, the things that you need he will make a priority to do. When you like a guy more than he likes you, you can feel it and you know it's real. It's like, yikes. You are just constantly trying to pull. And nothing is worse. Oh my God. And this is definitely me speaking from experience. Nothing is worse than trying to get someone to like you who was already fixed at a certain point of life. It's some of the saddest shit in the world.
Damn, I can't imagine seeing you in that situation. Kind of makes me wish I could see that, where I'm like, no way, you're big into a guy?
Like, we've all...
I know, we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect either. Even though I'm pretty close, but I'm kidding.
Okay, like, no, like, and I too, I hail from the perfection category. Harry Poo. No, it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
It's very normal, it's very natural. And any person that's like, it's never happened to me, stop. Like, even, I hate when people do that shit. Oh my God. Even if it has never happened to you, you saying it's never happened to you doesn't help the conversation move forward. Like,
we could just see why you're single.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, no way, really? No one's been on a date with you? Wow. You seem great.
You seem fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah. No, like, it happens to everybody. And, like, you just kind of go through the motions. And if anything, I like to think now, I don't want to say, thankful is the wrong word. It's not thankful for the experience. Because I could have did without that motherfucker. But I'm thankful for the lesson. Don't you?
I'll put it down. All right.
Don't you? Put them nuts back.
You want them nuts back?
Put them nuts back there.
I was more doing it for me. I'm eating too many nuts.
Well, then
I'll be good. I'm looking away from the nuts.
Then let me hold them.
All right, yeah. Hold my nuts. Thank you.
These are my nuts, man.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, no, like, it just...
Sounds like a real relationship. They're not my nuts anymore.
They're my nuts. They're my nuts. No, you go through it, and you learn through it, and you have to get to a place of doing your own work, and actually really working on yourself. And I hate the saying, don't say, oh, you need to love yourself before you find the right person. No, that's not true. You don't need to love yourself entirely. I've seen many people get in relationships and be like, that relationship taught me how to love myself. Like, relax, you don't. But you do need a good foundation. I think you need to be at a place where you can at least say, I like me. I like me, and you say that to say, I like me enough to not let stupid shit happen to me. Not have somebody's son come in and talk to me crazy. Not have somebody's daughter demand all these things before I get anything. Like, it's just, I like me enough not to deal with that nonsense. And if there's certain things, and if I like someone more, and I'm like, oh, I like this person, or whatever the case may be, I like me enough to be like, I might stretch a little, but I'm not going to lose myself in this person, or I'm not going to do a bunch of shit that I would normally do. Because at the end of the day, you have to look back at what you did, and you wasn't doing anything worth doing, or you did what I like to call the most for the least, you're going to have a hard time for a good, 3 to 4 weeks. But then you'll be fine. Smoke a blunt, you'll be alright.
Mm-hmm. See, good life lesson. I always like to tell people you should try to think about it where you are two strong individual pillars, so that way if there's a roof over you, at least one pillar's holding it in case one is crumbling, but make sure you get some repairs on it. Don't let one completely fall, because if it does, that roof's coming down, okay? You need two strong individual pillars.
Two individual pillars of what, though?
Of you and your partner are both strong pillars. So it's like you both need to be at a point where you're both like independent and strong, but you know you're coming together as well to like you know it doesn't necessarily need to be like build a home, but like you know like metaphorically like you guys both need to be strong at a place, so whatever you're building is sturdy and strong. Because you know not everyone needs to be like oh rush into marriage, because some of the happiest people I've met, I think they dated, which again at first it sounds crazy, because like you dated for 10 years and they're like yeah, because there's ups and downs in those 10 years, but then they made it work finally like year 10 or 11, and then they got married, and then happily ever after with like kids and all that. And it's like you think about that and it's like crazy, whereas some people you could find your perfect match within 1 year. So it's like everyone's life is different, because you know some people they're together for 4 years, they're still like do I like them, do I not, but they're just like stuck with being them just because they're afraid to be alone or start from scratch. And then they finally are like, all right, you know, fuck it, let's just tie the knot, and then it just, you don't want anything to like end worse.
Which is why I kind of take issue with your 10-year analogy, because in my brain...
Yeah, why didn't they do it sooner, but...
I mean, I'm not about to comment on that. In most cases, though, I think it is important to say, if you're waiting 10 years...
I think the only point where
I wouldn't do it. No.
I guess the only time it makes sense is because some of the times when I heard it, it's like, for instance, like, is that long? But it's like they could have met each other in like junior high or high school.
Okay, that's completely different.
Yeah. If you're like, let's say,
different.
Fine, so it's different. So like, if you're in your 30s and then you want to wait until your 40s with something,
that's insane. Right.
Yeah, that's
insane.
So
like,
there's different levels.
Yeah, no.
So that's the clarity.
You need to no.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you clarified that, because I'm like, wait a minute now. If you waiting for 10 years,
your eggs are dry.
Like you scrambled at that fucking point. Like there's no. What? 10? Oh no. Not in our adult life. Like you must be smoking and joking. If I met you in high school though, it's a little different. We met in high school, we fell apart, we went our separate ways, went to college, came back, those sound like things that are actually gonna last. Because you guys went out.
Tried to be individual and then came back stronger.
Right, did your individual thing, came back and was like, I've learned so much, so there's something I can apply to this relationship now that'll keep us together. That makes total sense. But if you are, we're 28. If we're 28 and I'm rocking with you and you make me wait till 38.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Luckily, I got that 1 year under you.
Oh, right, yeah, you are. Oh, you baby. I'm like, and you're taller than me.
Well, no shit, I am. I'm still a man. A big, strong man.
First of all, there are many men that are not bigger than me.
I know. It's something's in the water.
Fluoride. No,
That's why those teeth are so bright and strong.
They were. I had a great orthodontist. Yeah, no, like 10 years is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no. And the more I think about it, it's just like, girl.
I know, that's crazy.
No. Like, there are certain things, like, oh my God, no. And I feel like now, especially with dating, like, I'm kind of done. I'm at this stage in life where I'm like, I'm kind of got shit to do.
You're also already a cat mom.
I am. I have my little cat baby. I miss Steve.
So that's why she's good.
I'm good. I'm very much so okay. Well, not only that, like I grew up, I'm an only child. That's another thing. So like, I kind of prefer being by myself. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like I'm okay with it because I've lived with it my entire life.
It's also interesting hearing that, because like, even though I have siblings, but they were so drastically older, so I basically
they were all gone.
So I basically did grow up by myself, and for me, it's like, I craved it so much when I was younger because I felt like I was missing out. Whereas you're like, oh well, this is it. Whereas me, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm missing out on so much because they're all close in age. So I'm like, oh, they got all those happy family memories, and then I'm like, oh, I have nothing. So that's why it's like so interesting. Whereas now that I'm older, I'm like, I still want happy memories, but at the same point, I'm like, when you're alone, sometimes being alone is dangerous because sometimes you love it so much.
Which is probably where I'm at.
Yeah, but you go out more than me. That's my thing. I told myself I need to go out more, and I'm bad with it. I'm so bad. I mean,
and understand, I do not go out as much as I used to. I used to promote at different clubs and stuff, and like take the girls out. We get.
Wait, which girls at? No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, not these. Okay.
It's only if it's
right
really
now
good
it's a
then.
million a boo. Well, a million. So that's wow, that's 2.
That's that inflation price.
Okay, no,
Oh.
it ain't. That's standard.
Oh, okay.
Inflation.
Mm.
We can do the calculations now.
Oh, really?
But like I used to go out all the time, especially in my early 20s. And I think I kind of just like got that, like I got it out my system. I'm kind of that person that like when I find something I love, I'm like, oh my god, and I'm on it. And then after a while, I'm like, all right, I'm good, I'm done, because I've done everything I need to do. I've accomplished all my side missions. I'm done with this location. I can now get back to the main mission.
That's so interesting. For me, I feel like, even though I'm like, right now, like, this is like part of my 5 key elements of like main mission.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because like, you know, like, I feel like it says in the very first one, like, my 5 key elements are grad school,
Okay.
work,
Okay.
the podcast, and like whatever, and anything I create on my own.
Tea.
And the gym, because, you know, health is wealth. And then the last one that I want to implement is going out, because even though it sounds like a side quest thing, to me, I feel like it would be main work. Because I feel like, even though I'm good at networking when I talk to someone on set,
Yeah.
but I feel like I don't talk enough to like regular people in life. And I feel like
get that.
I feel like
that's a real thing.
because I was so used to not being around alcohol, because I'm like, oh, I could have a good time without alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm like, yeah, but I still missed out on so many like funny memories and all that because I wasn't around it. And I'm like, now I'm like, maybe I need to be around it, not as like a bad way, like, oh, I need to get blasted, but more like there's just funny things you can joke with people. Like, oh, look at that guy crying in the corner. What the fuck is his up? You know what? We should fucking ask him.
Well, I will say, like, you don't necessarily need to be around alcohol to do that. Like, you don't need to drink to do that. Because I've done it. I'm tired. No, like, and no funny. Like, I will say this too. Like, I was a bit of a binge drinker. So like, I didn't drink much, but then when I went out, I would go ham, right? And
damn, you would double fisting those Henny shots?
you know, like type shit. But you know they was Henny shots. Are you saying that because I'm black?
No. That's a great time for a break. That was really good timing. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't even plan that. That's fucking.
I'm like, wait, you saying that because I'm black?
Wow. I mean, we're still gonna include that.
That
That's
no, leave that shit in there.
That's wow.
And that should be like a thing, like,
I don't know.
oh my god, I'm like, wait, you don't have to be around. Wait, do you say that because I'm black? Like, that would be a good like snippet of the episode. That's
Oh,
a good
we're
snippet.
not gonna snip it out.
That's a